Kiko. Getting to read these stories to you. This is a book on the rhinoceros. We'll get started. Here is a big little baby. There's the mom, as you can see, and there's the little one curled up next to her. When a baby rhinoceros is born, it looks very tiny compared to its mother. Regardless, it weighs up to 20 times as much as a human baby, and it is not nearly as helpless. In fact, within hours, it is up on its feet and taking its first steps. By the time it's a couple of weeks old, a young rhino will be playing tag and wrestling with other rhino babies, charging at its mom for fun, or trying to sneak up on her from behind. Sounds like a regular baby. Already it is learning the skills of what it'll need when it's older. You see, here's one with a nice big horn. Home sweet home. Female rhinos live on territories ranging in size from 3 to 5 square kilometers, or even more if water is hard to find or food is scarce. One female's territory can overlap another's, and they don't usually defend it. They don't usually mind. White rhino females often meet each other with nose-to-nose greetings, but Indian rhinos tend to be a little bit less friendly over in the real India. The male's territories are smaller, but they defend it a lot more fiercely against other men. This is called big, bigger, biggest. See the size? It's hard to tell how big they really are, but you already know the white rhino is the biggest rhino. But did you know it's the only land animal that's bigger than the white rhino is the elephant? The white rhino is taller than most men, most adult men. Taller meaning at the shoulders. It's actually taller than a person, so it's 6 feet or bigger. And it can weigh up to 3,600 kilograms, 8,000 pounds. That's more than 3 small cars. Imagine that. The Sumatran rhino is the smallest. It weighs only a little more than 1 small car, and it probably isn't much taller than I am. All the other rhinos are somewhere between, and the females are usually about the size of the males or a little smaller. I don't know why they call it the white rhino. It sure doesn't look white to me. You see the horn? They call it a hairy horn, actually, because it's difficult to believe that something as hard as that horn is made from hair. The material is called keratin, and it's formed by clumping together of hair, a clumping together of hair fibers, like your fingernails and toenails are made of keratin. The rhino's horn may look like a cow's or a sheep's, but unlike those animals, right, which are true horns, it has no bone in the middle. Because it doesn't have any bony core, there's hardly any bleeding if it's broken off in a fight or just naturally. Ugly looking things, aren't they? The mouth is kind of hard to see in the picture, but the lips are actually very well developed. They talk about that. Sound, scoops, and super sniffers. Rhinos are so short-sighted that they can't tell a person from a tree at a distance of more than 30 meters, or about 100 feet. And since the rhino's tiny eyes are on the sides of its head, you can see they're way off to the side. Right? Their poor eyesight has to be made up, and they do with excellent hearing and a keen sense of smell. A rhino's ears can swivel around, so they act like little radar dishes, sound scoops they call them, to pick up the slightest sounds. And as for smell, the rhino's huge snout is filled with chambers that gather messages about all the aromas, all the different smells drifting around. I'm skipping through some of them. Some of the pages are boring. As you can see, they're not very pretty animals. Grinders and jabbers. You may think that as a plant eater, they would have lots of teeth. Actually, they only need molars, the ones we have way in the back there, not the front teeth, the back ones, to grind down grasses and twigs. In fact, neither the black nor the white rhino has any front teeth at all. The Asian rhinos do have front teeth, called incisors. See that? I think you can see them in this picture. I'll try to get that good. There they are. All right, but they don't use them for eating. They're mainly weapons. Instead of relying on their horns to protect them, they actually can jab them with their front teeth. Their legs look like they can hardly move. They look short and stubby, don't they? But despite their short, thick legs, rhinos, they're surprisingly fast. They can gallop as fast as 40 kilometers or 25 miles an hour. They can actually accelerate faster than a truck, and they can change direction pretty quick. All rhinos like to wallow in mud holes or shallow water, but they're actually good swimmers. Surprising. Indian rhino is considered a champ. It can cross wide rivers, and it's a very good diver for a 6,000-pound animal. And there have been reports of the Sumatran ones that live in Southeast Asia swimming in the sea. Never heard that before. Oh, I'm getting there. There we go. And welcome to the world. Here's the baby. Looks a lot smaller, but they're a lot bigger than we are, even as babies. Welcome to the world. 14 to 18 months, all right? That's how long the baby is in the mom's tummy. That's how long she's pregnant. Almost always she has just one baby, but occasionally there are twins. Just a couple of days after it's born, like I said before, it's trotting alongside mom as she searches for food and water. The calf nurses from its mother and needs what would be the equivalent of 100 glasses of milk each day. That's a lot of milk. Within a few weeks of birth, it's also eating grass and twigs. Here's another picture of mom and baby. The baby behind. And the sad part is rhinos have been around a long time. They've roamed the earth for many, many years. Today, we have 5 species that are left, 5 different kinds. They're among the rarest animals in the world. They think there are less than 20,000 living in the wild of all these types. And there are only 65, that's it, Javan. They live in Java, on the island. Rhinos left. One reason they're endangered is, for some reason, people are very superstitious. They think that their horns have magical medicine powers. And that's the biggest reason they're killed. Kill a big rhino just for its horn. There is hope, however, because now they're protected by law and reserves have been established. Their numbers are slowly increasing. And with some care, they will be spending their days charging around for a long time to come. The end, sweetheart. I hope you liked it. Bye-bye.